Let's play some damn chess. With Ngol spit. With Ngol spit. I hate these damn bullshit games. You bring out that whore. God damn it. 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 Come on, dip fuck.
You know, in Ecclesiastes 1:7, it describes a hydrologic cycle, which wasn't known at the time.
No. What was known at that time is that somehow the streams keep on flowing and somehow the ocean still isn't full. And what was commonly believed at that time was that water came up out of the earth through springs. That's what Ecclesiastes implies. It doesn't say anything about evaporation or condensation because no one knew about either of those things. They didn't really even know precipitation. And chapter 38 of the book of Job confirms this, with God himself saying that he is the father of the dew and that he keeps lightning, snow, and hail inside of storehouses.
It was believed during biblical times that the oceans were just flat on the bottom. No one had any clue that there were mountains in the oceans or springs in the seas. We know that now from sonar, but that wasn't known or believed back then. But Jonah 2:56 talks about the mountains and the oceans.
And Ezekiel 26 prophesies the destruction of the island city of Tyre at the hand of King Nebuchadnezzar. That prophecy failed on several significant points, but the city did eventually fall, at least momentarily, to a different invader a couple centuries later. Alexander the Great took the city by building a causeway, extending a peninsula out to the island, connecting it to the mainland. So there's no way they didn't know that an island is but a mountain in the sea.
Jonah 2:56.
You're talking about Jonah 2 verse 6, not 56, wherein it does not talk about mountains beneath the sea, but the roots of mountains, meaning the foundations of the mountains that form the islands above the sea. So again, yes, even way back then, they already knew that islands were the tops of mountains that were rooted in the sea.
Job 38:16 describes the springs in the seas.
As I just mentioned a moment ago, Job 38 says a lot of crazy things that we know are not true. That came up a moment ago, where God says he keeps lightning bolts and snow in storage rooms. And we'll look at Job 38 again in the very next episode. But for the moment, let's remind you that it also has God himself saying that the earth is flat, taking the shape of clay under a seal. And he says that it has foundations, footing, and a cornerstone. It even says that the stars sing and that the sea is shut behind doors. Doors. That's what Dutko means by springs. See, in the ancient cosmology on which the Bible is based, the earth was thought to be a flat disk erected on pillars and covered by a giant crystal dome called a firmament. And there were supposed to be windows in this giant dome to let in the water above the firmament, because the simple people who wrote the Bible thought of the earth as a snow globe immersed in a vast oceanic abyss. And they imagined springs below the earth would let water in or draw water out as well. And all of this was already known to be false, even while the Bible was still being written wrongly.
Do you know that some engineers, some non-believing atheist engineers, wrote an article for Smithsonian.com? I documented two in my top 10 proofs. For Smithsonian, saying, we were just curious about the mythological story of Noah's Ark. Would it be possible to create some kind of a big boat that could carry that size cargo of animals and survive being in the waters without tipping over or sinking or whatever?
In an attempt to find whichever Smithsonian article Dutko is referring to, I looked up his top 10 proofs online. I expected to see a webpage listing 10 misunderstood and misrepresented assumptions asserted as if they were facts or as if they meant something that they didn't. And I thought that somewhere in there I might find a link to the Smithsonian article he was talking about. But what I found instead was a grift. Over 3 dozen CDs of Bob Dutko droning on about things he knows nothing at all about. Understand that for the high price of hundreds of dollars, you can have 46 consecutive hours of Bob Dutko's raving insanity. That's a dollar store value marked up 300% so that he can then pretend to shave a bit off the top and offer it to you on sale. And his gullible rubes are so credulous, they actually buy into it. Remember the previous 17 episodes of this playlist where we showed Dutko is absolutely wrong about absolutely everything he said, where he hasn't been right about anything yet. Nothing that is both factually accurate and indicative of his conclusions. This series so far only corrects 2/3 of one 1-hour sermon. How much wronger would he be if you let him drone on literally for days? 46 hours of nonstop nonsense from a know-nothing professional liar being wrong all over everything. But wait, there's more. For just $20 a pop, you can hear every ill-informed opinion this ignorant, bigoted idiot ever had. Man, religion is such a sweet scam. All you got to do is lie to people who want to be lied to so that they can make believe what we all know is not really true. If I didn't have ethics, or a sense of pride, or honor, or shame, if accuracy and accountability didn't matter to me at all, if truth didn't matter to me, I would be rich as a preacher.
So these structural engineers decided to calculate the exact calculations through engineering of what the length to width, the height ratio, and everything would need to be in displacement of water to figure out. And you know what they said? And I quote them in their Smithsonian.com story. They say, we don't believe in the story of Noah's Ark, of course. But in an amazing coincidence, it happens to describe the exact perfect engineering ratio details for a seaworthy craft.
Having come this far along in our playlist, you probably won't be at all surprised to learn that when I read the article and played the audio interview too, both of which are linked below, I found that that is not what they really said. When asked how accurate their findings were, these graduate students replied that they're only accurate to a degree, and that their many approximations and assumptions were, in their own words, a bit woolly. They even cautioned that readers should take their results with a pinch of salt. That woolly pinch of salt approximation is what Bob Dutko declared to be exact perfect engineering. Obviously, he failed to heed their warning about not putting too much stock into this.
That's it. The only ratio that they came up with is the one that's written in the Bible. So they call that an amazing coincidence. I don't think it is.
I actually agree. It's not a coincidence at all. All these students did was examine simple ratios between what is too long, or too wide, or too tall. And what they settled on is the same ratio of these three dimensions as cargo shipbuilders already knew back when this story was written. Because we know that the story of Noah's Ark is based on much older stories, themselves based on an even older real-life event, or an inundation of the Euphrates River around 2900 BCE, wherein the Noah character was not Noah, but Ziusudra, and in later versions changed his name to Atrahasis or Utnapishtim and so on. And we know that the story of Noah was not written 5,000 years ago. Scholars of biblical history consistently say that the revised, highly embellished and exaggerated version that we now read in the Bible is only half that old. By the 5th century before our current calendar, tradesmen already had cargo ships, and they knew how to recognize what is ship shape. These quoted students calculated that if you use all the interior space provided in the dimensions given in this fable, you could conceivably fit in a couple million sheep and still float. However, that is without any consideration of food storage or fresh water or even oxygen, such as you would be required for this cargo. Modern livestock ships of the same size as Noah's Ark can only pack in thousands of sheep, not even tens of thousands, much less millions, because they need to carry so much food and fresh water just to voyage for a week or so, and they need massive ventilation with fans running, or else everything would overheat and suffocate immediately. And more important than that, all modern ships of the same size as Noah's Ark that only carry 16,000 sheep or so have to have a means of propulsion and also steering. Otherwise, in rough seas, one wave will turn the vessel against the second wave, which will then roll it over, killing everything on board. We've seen that at least a half dozen times just in the last decade or so. The Noah's Ark as it is described with these dimensions, would be no different, except that it's supposed to be made of wood, not steel, and at a size that is at least 4 times larger than a wooden ship could possibly be without disintegrating under its own weight, even without cargo. Plus, the fable says it was just a box, without propulsion or steering. It would be grossly overloaded and not at all ventilated, with no provisions, and that wouldn't matter because everything on board would be dead by the end of the first day, even in calm seas. We know that. There's no sense trying to pretend otherwise. A Noah's Ark is a sick, ridiculous fable that is indefensible scientifically, logically, and even theologically. It cannot bear any critical analysis whatsoever. We know for certain that there was never a global flood, and we have known that for centuries because several independent fields of study can show that not only that it couldn't happen, but we have proof that it didn't happen even if it could have. If you're still trying to make believe that there was a flood, trying to convince yourself that it happened when we've already proved that it couldn't and didn't, then you're trying to be stupid. The time to give up on that myth was the same age as when you gave up on Santa Claus, and for some of the same reasons, too.
This video is sponsored by Ground News.
We're going to see that Stephen is actually tap dancing around the most obvious answer.
Well, it's over, guys. I have been deliberately withholding from you the right answers. Answers that would extinguish your atheism on the spot.
It turns out Stephen had this whole thing backwards.
It's true. I got it all backwards. I really messed up.
When I was watching this video originally, it was like the obvious answer to me.
Yeah, there was a really obvious answer that I just deliberately skipped. I thought I could fool you, keep you as atheists, but it's all falling apart now. I've been called out. It's game over.
Just rest assured that toward the end of this video, we're going to see that Stephen is actually tap dancing around the most obvious answer that one could give to this question.
And you just didn't catch it, did you? You didn't catch me tap dancing around the most obvious answer.
The most obvious answer.
An answer that's so obvious, in fact, that not a single person commented it under the video. Look, I'm about to be completely exposed, and I think I'm gonna have to turn into an apologist myself. It's that bad, it's that devastating.
Game over.
Alrighty, my dudes, what's going on? Well, today we're going to be responding to a video from Braxton Hunter in which he accuses me of being a pompous prat.
Quite pompous.
For supposedly failing to issue a coherent objection to apologist Sean McDowell. For context, here's the question that Sean was asked.
So here's what. If God demands our praise and worship, we see that all over the Bible, well, doesn't that mean he's just a big narcissist? What kind of God would demand you worship him and praise him? That sounds like narcissism to me.
In my response, I emphasised that I did a very poor job of presenting the objection here, effectively making it easier for Sean to refute, which is, of course, known as a straw man fallacy. The fact is, non-believers and skeptics can easily understand why God would be worthy of worship. After all, he's apparently all-powerful and all-loving, and if that doesn't justify being impressed, then nothing will, by definition. The issue is that he demands to be worshipped. And somehow, this is supposed to explain why we should worship a god without it being narcissistic on his part to demand that we do so. When a god insists that we worship him, and especially under the threat of torture, that's when the cosmic narcissism really starts heating up. I mean, put it this way. If any human leader went around commanding everyone to praise and adore them constantly, we'd label them as egotistical or even tyrannical. We'd question their humility, their motives, and their moral character. So why does God get a pass here? If he's truly perfect and self-sufficient, why does he need affirmation from us mere mortals? This is just one concern, but there are many more. Genuine love and adoration cannot be forced, can it? If someone holds a gun to your head and says, "Tell me you love me," whatever you say next isn't exactly coming from the heart. By insisting on worship, then, God undermines the authenticity of our devotion. It's not real love if we're compelled to express it under the threat of punishment or the promise of reward. Then there's the question of moral exemplification. If God is the ultimate moral standard, demanding worship seems, at least at face value, contradictory. We teach that humility is a virtue, that seeking constant validation isn't healthy. Yet, God's demands for praise sets a precedent that glorifying oneself is acceptable, as long as you're powerful enough to enforce it. And what about free will? The idea that God gave us freedom to choose, but demands that we worship him, puts a pretty big condition on that freedom. He's effectively saying, you can do whatever you want, but if you don't choose to worship me, on your knees, right now, then there's going to be consequences. That's not genuine freedom. It's conditional autonomy. And all of these just scratch the surface. There are loads of issues with a supposedly all-loving God commanding worship. The criticism carries a lot of weight because it challenges the very nature of God's character. If God is all-loving and morally perfect, the demand for worship seems out of place, more akin to an insecure ruler than an omnipotent deity. And it makes us question whether such a being is truly worthy of worship if he embodies traits that we usually find objectionable. The issue is that the God of the Bible's demands for worship don't make sense. Surely, an all-loving God would be concerned about your moral character and your deeds, not whether you drop to your knees and sing a sufficient number of praises. If there's a good God enacting perfect justice, as Christianity insists, then the very idea of a genuinely good person ending up being tortured forever simply because they didn't worship God doesn't make sense. Much of my video consisted of me highlighting the straw man of this objection and how Sean's response didn't adequately address it.
Perfectly good creator of the universe.
Now, you're about to see a spin of a story by Braxton, but before you see that rewrite, and as I'm sure you're all aware, story spinning happens everywhere, especially with the media that we digest. It can be said that misinformation is omnipresent. And this brings me to Ground News, a prominent sponsor of Rationality Rules. So please, just give me a moment to recommend their product, which I use every day. They have an awesome deal on right now that is only available for about a month. A few weeks back, I spoke about the slow but steady increase of LGBTQ+ rights in South Korea. Well, here's another win. South Korea's Supreme Court has ruled that the state health insurance agency's refusal to provide spousal insurance coverage for gay couples violated the constitutional principle of equality. That is, at least, according to Fox News. Now, I've praised Ground News in the past, and I've shown you many of its features, but here's one I haven't yet shared. This little bar across the top is Ground News' browser extension. Like their website and app, it instantly gives me key information about the news source I'm visiting, including its bias and how frequently each side of the political spectrum is reporting the story, which, in this case, is lacking for the right. By clicking on full coverage, I can see that Ground News has analysed 53 sources, enabling them to present the key information concisely. Scrolling down, I get a clear sight on who precisely is reporting the story, the narrative they're weaving, and their factual reliability. Ground News provides this analysis for all breaking news, meaning that I get the same story from different perspectives, helping me understand the full picture. I honestly can't recommend Ground News enough. If you want to cut through media bias and, indeed, help the channel grow, then please head over to ground.news/rationality to get a whopping 50% off. That's right, 50% off. Thanks. Before we get to why Braxton is so confident that I missed something simple, let's hear Sean's answer.
Think about it this way. You're standing there looking at a mountain and you go, wow, that mountain is beautiful. And you go, what's the matter with you? You should be looking at something else. You'd be like, wait a minute. That mountain by its very nature, we should stand in awe at that. And if you don't see the beauty and majesty of that moment, that mountain, and take a moment to enjoy it, something's actually wrong with you. Well, God's not just the mountain. He's the creator of the mountain. He's the self-existent, all good, all-knowing, eternal, perfectly good creator of the universe. It would be wrong not to worship God.
Of course, what Sean did in this clip was reason from we should be in awe of something to therefore we should worship something. A complete non sequitur. And, as I expressed in my response, whether we should do something is effectively a straw man of the objection. It should be, why does God demand worship?
It's wrong for us to be narcissistic and selfish because that's to ignore other people, and we should put the focus upon ourselves. But God is not human. He's not finite. He's not created. God is the kind of being by his very existence that we should talk about. We should worship. We should focus on.
In response, I explained how the attributes of not being human, finite, or created don't diffuse the tension. It's a non-answer, one that merely gaslights free-thinking Christians into not using the brain that God gave them. And here is where the apologist Braxton Hunter swoops in.
Just rest assured that toward the end of this video, we're going to see that Stephen is actually tap dancing around the most obvious answer that one could give to this question, one that makes sense of everything that Sean is saying.
The obvious implication of Braxton saying that I'm tap dancing around the answer is that I know the answer, but I want to sin, and I want to keep you as atheists. It's a classic apologetic tactic to get his audience to doubt the integrity of atheists.
Stephen is engaging in an internal criticism here. Now, an internal criticism is where you assume the reality of the thing that we're talking about for the sake of argument, so that you can look at it from inside and see, if I accept what you're saying, is it coherent or is it incoherent?
So far, so good. That's exactly what I was doing. Amen.
If you took The Lord of the Rings as an example, one would be doing an internal criticism if they said something like, well, if all of this is the way that the story portrays, why didn't the hobbits just ride those giant eagles all the way to Mordor and just toss the ring in?
Okay. All right. I am so angry. As a Tolkien nerd, this is nonsense.
I appreciate the example, and I agree with Michael on this one.
This is nonsense.
The eagles aren't a good objection. But I'll tell you what is a good objection. The orcs having projectiles whenever the heroes have cover and sufficient distance, but never having arrows when they don't. That is a problem.
In other words, it's testing the internal logic of the story. But what if, on the other hand, someone said, well, this just doesn't make any sense, because there isn't a...
Aren't a good objection. But I'll tell you what is a good objection. The orcs having projectiles whenever the heroes have cover and sufficient distance, but never having arrows when they don't. That is a problem.
In other words, it's testing the internal logic of the story. But what if, on the other hand, someone said, well, this just doesn't make any sense, because there isn't a Mordor. It's not even a real place. Tolkien just made it up, and everyone should know that.
Well, in that case, they wouldn't be doing an internal critique anymore, would they?
Well, okay, fair enough, except now you're not doing an internal criticism anymore.
Exactly.
So what Stephen is essentially doing is saying, if we imagine your God as you say, then does it make logical sense for him to demand worship? Stephen doesn't think so.
Yep. So far, so good.
And that's because, too, he thinks that God is arrogant and narcissistic. How could a God of omnipotence, omniscience, and omnibenevolence demand worship? Doesn't this just seem arrogant and narcissistic? Well, that depends on what we mean by that kind of terminology. If you survey the definitions of arrogance and narcissism, commonly they involve an exaggerated sense of one's own self-importance, or at least the projection of that.
The definitions of arrogance and narcissism.
For instance, the Oxford Languages Dictionary defines arrogance as having or revealing an exaggerated sense of one's own importance or abilities.
And what's the definition of narcissism, Braxton? Come on. Show your audience. Bring it on screen. Don't be doing me dirty like this.
For instance, the Oxford Languages Dictionary defines arrogance as having or revealing an exaggerated sense of one's own importance or abilities. Now, if we're doing an internal critique...
Bro, you're gonna do it. You're gonna define narcissism, right? Well, given that I only mentioned the word arrogance twice in my entire video, and that the main objection of my video, and indeed Sean's video, and further in the literature, revolves around narcissism, I feel like this is a glaring omission. You know, I might even say that Braxton is deliberately tap dancing around the elephant in the room.
Now, if we're doing an internal critique, and if we're talking about a God who has the omni attributes, is he displaying an exaggerated sense of self-importance when he demands our worship? No.
Well, yeah, under that one definition of arrogance, it doesn't really make sense to call God arrogant, which is why I said that he would be worthy of worship. A truly omnimax God is, by definition, worthy of worship. But what about the other definitions of arrogance, Braxton? Here's one. An attitude of superiority manifested in an overbearing manner. Sounds a bit like God, doesn't it? worship me and no one else. You must do it. I command that you do it. I mean, that's completely overbearing. Here's another. Overbearing pride or haughtiness. As he so eloquently puts it, I am a jealous God. While we're on the topic of internal critiques, isn't it amazing that an all-powerful, all-loving God can even be jealous? But if we set arrogance aside for a moment, Braxton has completely failed to tackle my argument, and indeed, the argument that Sean was responding to. That is, why does God demand worship? Not why does he deserve worship? So let me do your damn job for you. Here's a definition of narcissism. Excessive interest in or adoration of oneself or one's physical appearance. Now, other than the physicality, for obvious reasons, that fits God, doesn't it? Let's check out another definition. Having too much interest in and adoration for yourself. Remind me, how many of the 10 Commandments are all about God? Is it the first 3? I am the Lord God, you shall have no other gods before me. You shall not take the Lord your God's name in vain. Remember to keep holy the Lord's day. And if you don't do this, well, he might be all-loving, but he's going to strike down upon them with great vengeance and furious anger. So, nil. Yeah. Totally not narcissism.
Is it even possible for him to have an exaggerated sense of self-importance or his
You just
abilities?
fucked up.
Again, no. We're talking about God, a maximally great being. Arrogance doesn't even make sense as a criticism.
Alright,
Well, it depends on what definition of arrogance you use, doesn't it?
Arrogance doesn't even make sense as a criticism of him.
I can't make this up. Why are apologists like this? For f***'s sake. Sure.
Criticism of him.
Well, it depends on what definition of arrogance you use, doesn't it?
Arrogance doesn't even make sense as a criticism of him.
I can't make this up. Why are apologists like this? For f***'s sake. Sean was not asked why God is arrogant, was he? He was asked why God demands worship.
If God demands our praise and worship, well, doesn't that mean he's just a big narcissist? What kind of God would demand you worship him and praise him? That sounds like narcissism.
That is the question, my dude. And again, I made this very clear in my response. No one is failing to understand why God would be worthy of worship. It's the demand for worship and the threat of eternal damnation that's the problem.
We're talking about a being that is omniscient, omnipotent, and omnibenevolent. How could he even possibly have an exaggerated sense of his own abilities or self-importance? It just doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, I know, right? It's almost as if that's not my objection.
And this makes sense of Sean's comments that he's not finite. He is the creator, and in this sense, wholly different than us.
But it doesn't make sense of it, does it? Look, suppose we walk past a street artist who's genuinely a genius, and she's painted an incredible depiction of a church. Braxton and I clearly see that she is wildly talented. Depiction past a street artist who's makes sense of it, does it? Look, suppose we walk past a street artist who's genuinely a genius, and she's painted an incredible depiction of a church. Braxton and I clearly see that she is wildly talented. So when she comes up and tells us that she's a giga-chad genius, we might find her comment cringeworthy, arrogant even. But at the end of the day, she's right. She is a brilliant artist. But then suppose she demands that we get on our knees and sing her praises. Then what? Is Braxton going to drop and grovel? Is he going to tug at my jeans and say, bro, we have to kneel. She's just that brilliant.
He is the creator, and in this sense, wholly different than us.
And when I refuse and she bashes me over the head with a stool, is Braxton going to say nothing? Is he going to see me as the aggressor here? As if I've chosen to be beaten up. When I say that she's exhibiting narcissistic behaviours and that her actions seem wholly incompatible with benevolence, despite what Sean down the road insists of her,
Something's actually wrong with you.
is Braxton going to ignore my criticisms of her demands and instead
Something's actually wrong with you.
Is Braxton going to bite what narcissistic here, the head with a stool?
And in this sense, wholly...
We have to kneel. It up and that we get. She's right. She comment cringe. So when she comes up and tells us,
she's cute. Man, she's got some long spit on her. Man, she's got some long arms. Man, she's got.
She's a giga.
She's got some long spit arms.
We might find her comment And so when she comes up and tells us, clearly see that she is wildly talented. And so when she comes up and
21
tells us that she's a giga-chad genius, we might find her comment cringeworthy, arrogant even. But at the end of the day, she's right. She is a brilliant artist. But then suppose she demands that we get on our knees and sing her praises. Then what? Is Braxton going to drop and grovel? Is he going to tug at my jeans and say,
Stop,
bro,
drop,
we
and
have
grovel.
to get she's just
Stop,
that
drop, and
brilliant.
grovel.
He is the creator, and in this sense, wholly different than us.
And when I refuse and she bashes me over the head with a stool, is Braxton going to say nothing? Is he going to see me as the aggressor here? As if I've chosen to be beaten up? When I say that she's exhibiting narcissistic behaviours, that her actions seem wholly incompatible with benevolence, despite what Sean down the road insists of her,
Something's actually wrong with you.
is Braxton going to ignore my criticisms of her demands and instead lecture me on how she isn't arrogant because she is indeed a really good artist? Give me a break. This is nonsense. This is apologetics. So no, Braxton. As I make clear in my original response, and as you didn't play to your audience, the criticism is not that God is unworthy of worship. The criticism is that he demands to be worshipped. That is the issue. That is the tension. What Sean and yourself need to do is explain why, when the artist demands worship, she's acting in a non-benevolent way. But when God does it, it's perfectly kosher. We need a clear symmetry breaker. That's all what's being asked for.
So yes, when we display an exaggerated sense of our own importance or abilities, we're being arrogant. We can come off as quite pompous, and YouTubers know something about that.
Why do you have to go and hurt my feelings, Braxton? I know I'm very pompous for refusing the non-answers you apologists preach. It's just terrible of me. Totally deserving of eternal anguish. They're just unbelievable atheists. They lock themselves in hell from the inside, don't they?
So if God describes his own greatness or demands that we worship him, you may not like it, but that's not arrogance.
But is it narcissism, Braxton? Is it narcissism?
That's just not even a relevant term. It's just not a thing for God.
Again, bro, it's almost as if this isn't the objection. Anyhow, Braxton finally gets to Sean's mountain analogy, and then he gets to his crescendo.
So here's the question. Can you think of any reason why God still might demand our worship if he doesn't need it for his own ego? What makes sense of everything Sean says and addresses Stephen's criticisms? If God exists as the very locus of truth, goodness, and beauty, then orienting your life worshipfully around the source of truth, goodness, and beauty is the best thing for mankind. It's good for you to orient your life around the locus of all truth, goodness, and beauty.
God could have created the world so that everything orients around moral elements, around being good to one another, as to be the way to get to heaven. But instead, he has designed it so that it entirely revolves around him. It's not enough for you to believe in him. You have to worship him. And you are saying that that isn't egocentric, that it's not arrogant, that it's not narcissism. You still haven't dealt with this criticism.
If God exists as the very locus of truth, goodness, and beauty.
But think for a moment. The reason it's in our best interest to worship him is not because he's the truth, nor that he's beautiful, nor that he's good. It's because he will forever forsake us for not praising him. He set the rules. To him, what matters the most is not that you're a good person. Remember, the only way to go to heaven is through Jesus, through acceptance of vicarious redemption, inherited sin, angels that impregnate virgins, and a resurrection. A resurrection that was written about generations after, primarily by someone who wasn't there. You see, this is the tension I'm driving at, Braxton. Look, let me try a different approach. What would we expect to see if there was an all-powerful, all-loving God? We would expect to see him reward moral behaviour, respect, autonomy, and he wouldn't set up the rules, so if we didn't fall to our knees and praise him, then we'd be forever damned. This is the...
Okay. Spell that.
R-E-A-R.
Little letters?
Yeah.
R-E-A-R.
Period.
Wait a minute. I got it. See, this. I'm just learning this. Okay, period. I don't know where to find the period. On the phone, I don't know. Remember where the periods were. I don't know how to find the periods. Would it be here?
Just try it.
Yeah.
6.
Number 1.
It ain't 6.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
And then what, Chris?
701.
701.
701.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a difference,
7 0.
Yeah.
1.
Yep.
Oh, no.
It'll show you your password.
I messed up.
Sure.
I don't know where I am. Okay. Here's the back key. Okay. So I got REAR. Okay.
Yeah.
Then what?
Period.
No, REAR.
Period.
Are you sure I don't have some numbers there?
Yeah, period. REAR, period.
Okay, still I went here, huh?
Yeah.
And I hit 1. Okay, alright, then what?
701.
Okay, we gotta keep going till you find the 7. 7 what?
01.
Yes.
0 1.
Period.
701. Period.
Solid. SOLID.
Okay. S O L. Oops. I.
Yeah.
D.
Yes.
I didn't. I hit D, but I didn't see anything come up. Okay.
Alright.
Let's see if that's right.
Show your password.
How?
Click on it. Slap it. Right there. Try it.
Oh.
No, right here.
That's a connect button.
Okay.
So that's okay. We don't need it.
Well, you might have to do it to go.
Hmm.
You gonna connect?
Well, let me go down. Doesn't go down. Connect. Oh, would it be that button?
Oh no.
Next.
Yeah.
Allow app to use your specific location to set your date and time. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm pressing allow.
I'm beginning to come back to me on these track phones. We hope you never lose your phone, but if you do, you can protect your data with our remote lock and write features. When you're ready, head to settings to set up your account. Okay, so I'm going to hit the select button. Come here and watch. There's your select button.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm over the age of 16.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. How do I get that? I'm over the age of 16. Let's see. Select. Now what happened? Forget. I just don't know what they want. Okay. before I get to okay. Okay. What did I do?
The issue at hand. This is the orcs not having arrows when they absolutely should. The equivalent of what you're doing here.
Happy 40th anniversary, Transformers. Autobots.
Hello there Pinball fans, welcome back to the Majestic Pinball YouTube channel. Today we are back in the workshop looking at another game from my collection. This one is Gottlieb's T-Dog. It came out in 1993. They made 3,500 of these machines and it was designed by our good friends John Norris and Ray Tanzer. I have a lot of nostalgia for this machine. I played it loads as a kid. I remember the Pinball Arcade. Oh no, I think it was called like it had a different name back then. It was on the PlayStation 2. But this game featured on that. So I played that loads as a kid. I played the real one loads as a kid, and I just absolutely love it. So yes, this is the absolutely wonderful T-Dog. I will zoom around the playfield like I normally do and show you the details of this machine. This one in particular, I think, is in really stunning condition. I bought it in really good shape. A good friend had it on loan for a while. And then it's come back to me and I've made it nicer and it's about to go out on location for the public to enjoy, so hopefully many other people will get to enjoy T-Dog. Anyway, we'll get on with the tutorial in a moment. Okay, so T-Dog is a wonderful game, I think. I'll start with the most simple objective, which is to play golf. The way you achieve multi-ball on this machine is by completing holes 1 through 9. You don't lock any balls on this machine, you just progress the game and then it will give you some multi-balls. So we have 3 shots on the playfield which can progress your holes. We've got the volcano up at the back, which is the yellow block, which looks absolutely nothing like a volcano. We have the little side bunker down here by the little ramp, and then you also have the main red ramp as well. So the inserts show you which hole you're on. So up at the volcano we've got 1, 6 and 9. At the little side bunker down here we've got 3, 5 and 7, and then at the main red ramp we've got 2, 4 and 8. As you progress the holes, it will ask you to do different shots in order. Once you complete hole 9, which is always the volcano, it will start multi-ball mode. The 3 multi-ball modes you have are down here, which are just standard multi-ball, raining cats and dogs, and we also have anything goes, all started by the volcano, and I'll explain those in a little bit. Another way to progress the holes is around the playfield. You have hole-in-one shots. Collecting hole-in-one progresses towards an extra ball. I think it's 8 or 9 hole-in-ones, and it'll give you an extra ball. You have 1 each on the out lane. On the plunge shot, You've got the little putting green up at the top, which is really hard to see. If you get the ball in the hole up there, that'll give you a hole-in-one. And finally, we also have the centre shot here. That can be lit for a hole-in-one, but only when all of the drop targets are up. If you hit a single drop target, that doesn't become worth anything towards hole-in-one progress. It just gives you a spin of the gopher wheel, which is again something I'll explain a little bit later on. So you also have 5 modes on Teed Off, which are at the top, which are the glowing golf balls. You have spell skins, Teed Off, the extra ball round, find the gopher, and pitch and putt. Those are awarded via the volcano up at the top. So a couple of interesting features on the machine. I'll explain it. So there's a lot going on at the exact same time. There's not like one definitive objective of this machine. There's a lot of like side projects, if you will. So I'll explain those. So the spell skins progresses the skins value, which you can't quite see. It's just in this corner down here. You have 6 lights on the apron which spell out skins, exclamation mark. Once you've spelled skins, the volcano will be lit for the skins round. Now this is interesting. It comes up with a choice of take 10 million points or double your score. If you choose double your score, it will light one completely random shot on the playfield and it gives you a time limit to hit that. If you do hit that shot, it will double everything that you've scored, so your complete total score is doubled. If you miss the shot, you drain, you lose the ball, your score goes to nothing. So spell skins simply just progresses the value of the skins, so it gives you letters in skins. Once you've completely spelled it with the exclamation mark, you shoot the volcano and it starts that round. Another side project we have going on is the gopher lights, which again are out of shot slightly, I'm very sorry. It's just down here, hello. It's just down here on the apron. You have the lights that spell out gopher. That's tied in with your gopher wheel. Now that will be spun once you've hit down one drop target, so let's just say we've hit those down. The centre shot then isn't lit for hole-in-ones, it's lit for spin the gopher wheel. The ball will go in and spin the roulette wheel and pick a letter. If you spell out the whole of gopher, and this rolls over between games, you don't have to do it all in one game, the skins mode does that as well. If you spell out all of gopher, it starts some crazy party multi-ball, and everything is worth loads of points. Anyway, so that's the main side projects. Back up to the modes up the top on the golf balls. I've explained the spell skins round. Next up on the golf balls, we have Teed Off. That basically just lights the centre shot. It wants you to hit that shot over and over again as many times as you can within the time limit, and it gives you loads of points each time you do it. The next golf ball along, we have the extra ball round. That lights the slice target for an extra ball. You have to hit the centre of the target, not just the outer part. You have to hit the very centre of the target for it to count. If you hit that and you do it in the time limit, it gives you an extra ball, which is very nice. Next up on the golf balls, we have Find Gopher. That lights the various holes. So you have the hole down here, you have the orbit shot up to the putting green hole, you have the volcano, you also have the centre shot for the gopher wheel. The gopher will be hiding in one of those shots. You just have to try and hit as many as you can within the time limit and hope that you find the gopher for a big stack of points. Next up on the rounds, we have Pitch and Putt, which is one of my favourites. It basically allows you to play a game of pitch and putt up on the putting green up the top. Shots up the ramp, shots around the orbit, shots into the hole down here all give you points. It holds the ball very nicely, so it gives you time to try and bang the ball up that little mini pitch and putt ramp and land it in the hole. That's my favourite mode, I think it's kind of fun. But that is all the rounds. Sadly, if you complete all 5 of the golf balls, you don't get anything exciting. It just resets them all. So there's no wizard mode or anything crazy that goes on. You just get to do them all over again. So I will explain the multi-balls a little bit better. So once you've completed holes 1 to 9 and you've banged the ball up into the volcano, you will start the first multi-ball. Multi-ball is really interesting on this game, I absolutely love it. So it actually gives you an opportunity to go from 2 balls to 3 balls. Once you've started multi-ball, another ball will come out into the shooter lane. If you manage to plunge it round and get it into the putting green hole up at the top, it will kick out and it will let you plunge another ball, which gives you 3 ball multi-ball. If you plunge that ball and it doesn't go in the hole, it comes out and you just get 2 ball multi-ball. The jackpot shots are pretty much absolutely everything. So you have the hook target here on the very far left, you have the volcano, you have the putting green hole, you have the middle shot for the gopher wheel, you have the red ramp, you have the right orbit, and then you have the right hand saucer down here as well. They're all lit for a jackpot. Every single time you hit one, it goes out, collecting the last lit jackpot gives you the super mega jackpot, and then they all get relit again. and you can just rinse and repeat. Once you drain out of that multi-ball, you've just got one ball left. Normal gameplay continues. On your second completion of holes 1 to 9, you get a really exciting mode called Raining Cats and Dogs. That is a 3-ball multi-ball. Raining Cats and Dogs lights pretty much every single target on the playfield for 25 million, I think. Again, once you drain out of Raining Cats and Dogs mode and you have one ball left, it goes back to normal gameplay. You then need to shoot shots 1 to 9 all over again. And I think this is depending on the settings. Sometimes it will go back to just regular multi-ball, which is the first multi-ball. Another way to have it go is for it to go to line. That in mind, let's get on with a few rounds of teed off.
The advancements are on. Go, boom!
So this is the skins round. Every shot is the volcano, every shot is the skins.
Looks like you need some serious help. The ball right up the middle. Nothing to it.
So again, this is the teed off round. We want the shot, the balls go into the middle. That was a little bit mean. So this is the skins mode. I'm going to say yes, just for the sake of showing you what to do. It's lit the centre shot for double. I got lucky there. He was in the first hole that we looked in. I got lucky there. He was in the first hole that we looked in. He was in the first. I got lucky there. He was in the first hole that we looked in. And there we go, that was hole 9. So this is our first multi-ball. so with that extra ball round, I find the best way to hit that target is to ricochet it off the drops. So if you just shoot for the drop targets, most of the time it bounces over and hits that. It's a really narrow shot to hit directly from the flipper, so most of the time I just aim for the drop targets and hope that it bangs over. It's a really narrow shot to hit directly from the flipper, so most of the time I just aim for the drop targets and hope that it bangs over. Okay, so we've got another hole in one. So we're now up to hole number 4, which is up on the red ramp at the top. Shooting for the volcano. We'll now start our last mode as well. Not a bad game, got to show you all of the rounds, got one multi-ball as well, but I will just play one more just so I can see if I can show you a bit more of the gameplay.
This is going to be your day. Ball right up the middle. There's nothing to it. Look out!
Not to worry, we've got the extra ball anyway. Not to worry, we've got the extra ball anyway.
Shoot for the volcano. Got your eyes open or what? Got your eyes open or what? Look out! Hey, got your eyes open or what? Look out! Look out! Did anybody teach you how to play this?
Okay, so we only need the G now in Gopher to start the party mode, and I'd really like to show you guys that, so I'm going to attempt to shoot just in the middle, just to spin the wheel. I'm actually going to cheat, because I really want to show you that mode. Just hope it gives us a G. No. I've never done this in a video. Until now, I'm finally cheating to show you guys stuff. It's not going to give us a G, is it? Oh, that was so close. Oh, we got the G.
It's party time!
So this is the Go 4 Party, which I don't know how many golfing puns we can fit into one mode. This is the Go 4 Party multi-ball. So all of the main shots are lit for 20 million. That didn't last very long, did it?
What's the man?
Never mind, at least I got to show you it a little bit. And I think that's a cheat.
You got your eyes open or what?
Now fucking bring that loop right here.
So this is running Castle so we get some really great babushka music in the background. Every single shot is lit for 25 million a bang. Because we got it into the bean hole, that ups the value, so everything is now 50 million a bang. And there we go, that covered most of Teed Off. Apologies for having to cheat a little bit in the middle, but I did want to just show you the Go.
As you can see, we're starting to do a demo man. Todd actually took over, so we had to do a couple other things, which it doesn't look like he's done much. I mean, what do you mean much? I took all this stuff off. I left the stuff all for you. Well, you had to put these yellow posts on. When you did that, you didn't drill the hole yet. You didn't give me the tool. But you had to use a tape measure? But you told me this was going to be easy. Nothing is ever easy. I don't get paid enough for this. You don't get paid at all. Alright, you know what? We're going to go over here to Tito, let him flounder away, and I'll have to come back and finish this work like I always do. We have a great Tito for... I had another dream. Jason, were you doing anything with my Tito? I'm still working on my government. This board at the top comes from the factory. Comes off.
God damn it. 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 Where you think the old gopher might be hiding out today? God damn it. Where you think the old gopher might be hiding out today?
what's going on? Welcome to Brody Even Pinball, live from Dave's laundry room. Yes! It's the second best pinball laundry room. Second only to New York City's. Yeah, New York City's.
Oh, okay. Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Sunshine, and then this one.
Yeah.
This is Dave's laundromat.
Yeah. So, obviously, you guys are all here and spending your Friday night to watch Teed Off.
Because it's amazing.
Gottlieb's masterpiece.
Yep. Doesn't get any better than this, kids.
I do try to say something bad about this piece.
It's impossible.
Perfection. Perfection. Okay, so.
Now fucking take that phone out here.
By the way, we're giving away a set of Pin Stadiums tonight. Pin Stadium Neos, the slimmer profile one, valued at $3.99. Like, that's ridiculous. That's awesome. And if you're in the chat, you just gotta either vote Team Nick or Team Kevin. You'll be entered in there, and I'm guaranteed the odds are pretty good. So basically, you're trying to. You're voting if you think Team Kevin's going to win, or voting if you think Team Nick's going to win, and then at the end, we're going to pull it. Gordon
will pull it tomorrow.
Gordon will pull it tomorrow, so sorry.
He's in Florida, moving and stuff, so we'll give it away out.
Alright, Dave's going to teach us how to play this game. Let's do it.
Alright, so this is Teed Off, the top two golf-themed DMD era game. So,
top 2 out of 1.
Top 2 out of 2. Basically, your options are this, or no good gophers. This did come first before no good gophers. So this was the original Caddyshack, and then no good gophers copied Gottlieb. So that gophers. This did come first before no good gophers. So this was the original Caddyshack, and then no good gophers copied Gottlieb. So that's how it happened.
So there,
So
Williams.
that's what's
Sally
up, Williams.
First. Hashtag first.
Alright, so this is John Norris, the patron saint of pinball. John has made many good games of Bad Girls fame,
Damn,
It's
I
not quite
couldn't
Bad
hear
Girls,
this
but
bit.
it's,
Damn it.
It's a different kind of bad. So as you guys can see, you have the main objective is to kind of go through your holes. You have 9 holes. You can see up here the volcano because it's golf. There's volcanoes in golf.
Obviously.
You have holes 1, 6, and 9. Volcano also is your tee shot. The tee shots are the modes. So you have the first mode you have is a spell skins. Skins is the cool mode. You hit the lit shots. You spell skins. Skins kind of gives you like a double or nothing option, which you can take. Double or nothing. You make a shot within 20 seconds or 30 seconds. You get double or nothing. Or you can take 10 million. If you take 10 million, the gophers make fun of you, which they do all games. Oh, I got a little wax there.
Dude, Williams totally copied like this.
It's totally.
It's just a wheel, and
Yeah.
they did it better, of course, but.
And then you have teed off. There's an extra ball round. Find the gopher is a few shots are lit. You gotta, it's kind of a luck thing. Pitch and putt is the pitch and putt ramp, which you actually don't have to hit. You can hit this right orbit, and that gets to the mean hole green. So a lot of things collect at that hole up there. So just hitting the orbit, you can see here there's, a hole-in-one, a mystery, a lock, anything goes. They all collect at that mean hole green, but you actually have to hit it, and there's a few rubbers up there, it bounces, and you want to kind of get it in there.
That's why it's me,
Yes, that's why it's me. So the pitch and putt, if you're ever playing, you don't actually have to hit that, you can hit the orbit. Hole-in-ones, you'll see a different bunch of hole-in-one shots lit. The center shot, hole-in-ones mark whatever shot you are. So if you're on hole 1, instead of hitting the volcano, if I hit a hole-in-one, it marks that and moves on to hole 2. Makes sense there. I think if you get 8 or 9 hole-in-ones, you get an extra ball.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of hole-in-ones. Because, they're usually in the out lanes or, the center lane. But the center lane, it only stays lit when the drop targets are up. So it's a tight. That's actually a tight shot. The center lane is pretty easy to hit. But, it's also pretty easy to knock down those tasty Gottlieb drop targets, which Gottlieb makes the best drop targets out of anyone. So that is, they're not even debatable there. So they do a lot of things not great. Drop targets, they do awesome. Hole-in-one. But then if any of the other drop targets are down, you'll see that the spin gopher wheel is lit. So we'll get into that now. So gopher wheel, there's a roulette wheel in the middle of the game.
Because of course.
Because it's golf.
It's golf. You always roulette golf. Right?
Yeah, they probably had a whole bunch of roulette wheels left over from Monte Carlo, and they were like, let's put them in here. With no-fail membrane switches.
Which fail, 100% reliability.
Yeah, 100% reliability. So what's cool about the wheel is you want to spell gopher. And you'll see on the screen what letters you have. The letters carry over from player to player, from game to game.
Here's the bullshit.
Yeah, that's where, competitive players may not like it. I don't know if that's a setting you can turn off. I'd have to go through their menu's not very great. So if you like Gopher, you have Gopher Party, P-A-R, Party. Very lucrative multi-ball, and that is, I think we always talk about the cheese on every game. Gopher multi-ball is the cheese on this game. 3-ball multi, you basically, the center shot is your jackpot, it's 20 million. You basically trap up on the right, and there's no ball save on these multi-balls, so you trap up on the right, left flipper, center shot, all day, and just rack it up. So that's the cheese. If you ever have to play this in a tournament, which you probably won't,
you should not.
You should not play it in a tournament because that's the cheese. It's a pretty big exploit. So let's go for multi-ball. The other multi-balls here, you can see on the bottom, it's just multi-ball, cats and dogs, and anything goes. These multi-balls are... Hey! These multi-balls are lit after you complete 9 holes. So the first multi-ball, again, is just complete holes 1 through 9, either by making the lit shot or by getting a hole in 1. The regular multi-ball is not bad, series of lit shots. Cats and dogs, everything's lit. Everything's lit. It's kind of nuts. And anything goes is basically the same thing. And every switch is a jackpot. It's just, but I don't think I've actually ever gotten to anything goes before. Cats and dogs I have.
They're scared to do that tonight.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it wouldn't be a bro show if Nick didn't leave a high score on one of my games before he left. This up here is that little captive ball. Kind of fun feature, very Hollywood Heat-esque. I think that's John Norris again, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Up here is that little captive ball. Kind of fun feature, very Hollywood Heat-esque. I think that's John Norris again, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Hit the captive ball, there's a pop bumper kind of in the middle there. You can't really see it because it's covered by the ramp. Captive ball bounces around, hits the pop bumper, goes flying around. That adds to your bonus in your multi-ball. That also increases your jackpot. And that's really about it. Everything else is just hit the lit shot. So shall we get into it?
Show us the game.
So we have no topper right now, but the topper is present. I'll display it later because I suffer from short ceiling syndrome. So. And this is running a pin to D&D. With, I forget who made the colorization, someone on Pinside. I'll look it up later and give him a shout out, but it's a pretty good job.
Thanks, Pinside person.
Yeah, thanks, Pinside. Tim Burke or something like that, I don't know. He did a good job. Alright, so, we want to try to get that mean hole green up top. It's kind of a tricky skill shot, but I suffer from short ceiling syndrome, so. And this is running a pin to D&D with, I forget who made the colorization, someone on Pinside. I'll look it up later and give him a shout out, but it's a pretty good job.
Thanks, Pinside person.
Yeah, thanks, Pinside. Tim Burke or something like that, I don't know. He did a good job. Alright, so, we want to try to get that mean hole green up top. It's kind of a tricky skill shot, but alright, so, we want to try to get that mean hole green up top. It's kind of a tricky skill shot, but there we go, right up top.
Boom.
And we got skins. Doesn't really help me much. I want to get that volcano. Yeah, and the gophers are kind of assholes.
Yeah, these are real dirty.
And if you guys notice the classic Gottlieb System 3 Super Trap flippers. If you guys remember a System 3 I owned, I've owned a few System 3s. Throw some ADB coil stops in there. It makes it really nice. There we go. Start a shot. Spin that wheel. All right, we gotta get an H. Let's get that H. It's all day. Come on, H. What's cool too is if for some reason there's a switch malfunction,
which they were never moving.
They were never moving. It will spot like whatever letter you need. So.
Great.
All right, we're starting Find the Gopher. So again, all these things are lit, and
what's up, man, guys? We back, baby. We back.
Oh, picked the wrong one.
You're back. You are. Try to find the Gopher.
Yeah, the Gophers are pretty big assholes.
Can you guys hear it? Okay, that's important.
Yeah. We can turn up volume if we need.
Volume up? Do a little bit, yeah.
A little bit? Okay, let me just,
Alright, it's important. There you go, that's good. There we go, thank God.
Yeah, this song will be stuck in your head for like a week.
Now you can really get the full effect.
Yeah, now you get the whole... Alright. We got our first multi-ball.
Now
Alright,
stop
there we go.
and do that work right
Our
here.
mean green.
No auto plungers, so you can plunge yourself?
Yeah, no auto plungers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no auto plunger.
This game is called T-Dog.
T-Dog. It's called amazing, is what it's called.
It's called after more than 10 years of pinball. It's the first time seeing this game first.
So this is what I was talking about, trying to get that jackpot built up on the coconut bonus.
The old coconut bonus.
You gotta really kind of give it a pretty good dead-on shot.
Back on the coconut.
Get away, coconut. It's a super jackpot.
Yeah, there's a super jackpot if you collect all of the lit shots. And I did not.
Get away, coconut. It's a
shot.
Back on the coconut.
Get away, coconut. It's a super jackpot.
Yeah, there's a super jackpot if you collect all of the lit shots. And I did not.
So it gave you a super jack.
Oh, it did?
I mean, like, it's a super jackpot.
Back on the coconut.
Get away, coconut. It's a super jackpot.
Yeah, there's a super jackpot if you collect all of the lit shots. And I did not.
So it gave you a super jack.
Oh, it did?
I mean, like,
I got them all.
You got 3 million now. 359.
We're gonna get a high score. So now I want to get that H, baby.
You got like 2 minutes to enter exclamation point win for the pin stadiums.
Sub.
Click that link and enter team name together. Click that link. Click that link and enter team name together. Oh, you don't know yet? That's part of the order.
I'm trying to teach people, Gopher. I'm trying to teach them, okay?
Hey, bro.
Yeah, with the ABB flippers, it's a little bit better. But this game is going in a new home tomorrow, so we left it back to stock. What
do you see on it?
Really? Well, there's only 1 minute left, so.
Too long.
this is a million points for this mode. It's nothing. Just get multi-ball. Get multi-ball and get that super jackpot, because that's basically how this game works.
Or you can do 300 jackpots of this.
Yes. And it has the classic system. Yes. That's basically how this game works. Get multi, like we said. So yeah, basically, like we said, this is a million points for this mode. It's nothing. Just get multi-ball. Get multi-ball and get that super jackpot, because that's basically how this game works.
Or you can do 300 jackpots of this.
Yes. And it has the classic System 3 giant holes. Alright, so I want to get this H because I don't want to start off the Dave versus Jeff. Oh, come on. I don't want to start the Dave versus Jeff head-to-head with the full gopher lip. Yeah, and you could, what's cool with this, they use like an old relay, and this is just an AC motor, an EM relay, right? You can, if you want more roulette action, an extra ball, mystery award. Yeah, Gottlieb's classic mystery award.
Just whatever you want, support you got.
I'll just plunge it. I think it's... Should we do this?
No, we did a game.
Alright. That slice shot is kind of up. That slice shot is a little tricky.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you not need me? I can just go home.
The lady, no. Everybody, Brittany, Martha.
I didn't realize I didn't. What's your
Look at that, got a high score.
High score.
You said I had a level of expectation where, there's going to be cosplay on every episode.
I didn't do it.
Alright, so that's teed off in a nutshell. Get yourself some multi-ball, get yourself some jackpots.
Get multi-ball again?
Cosplay on every episode.
High score.
Do you not need me? I can just go home.
The lady, no. Everybody, Brittany, Martha.
I didn't realize I didn't. What's your
Look at that, got a high score.
High score.
You said I had a level of expectation where, there's going to be cosplay on every episode.
I didn't do it.
Alright, so that's teed off in a nutshell. Get yourself some multi-ball, get yourself some jackpots.
Get multi-ball again?
Multi-ball, 4 multi-balls. 3 multi-balls are just, collecting holes 1 through 9. 4th multi-ball, the gopher multi-ball is completing the wheel, which carries over. So when we play, if you get that H, you're fucking going, baby.
Let's pay some bills.
I want that.
Alright. Before we get into the battle portion, we wanted to give a shout out to our partner, Certified Premier Partner, and the sponsor that's giving away the Pensidium Neos this evening, valued at $3.99. Really want to thank Pensidium. So Pensidium Neos are the ones that will be giving away these products. Obviously, I highly recommend that. Great lighting kits, especially if your games are dark. It's kind of a no-brainer to get those. And use coupon code Buffalo. You can save 10% on that. iOS and Android app control. It's Pensidium. Check out the new Pensidium Atoms. All right, and then very quick shout out to all their other partners: Copy Pinball, Flip It Now, Titan, Multimorphic, and Jersey Jack. All right, let's do. This is how we're gonna decide. This is who gets Dave.
Magic Jesus.
Yeah.
All right.
This is who gets Jeffrey.
You're really fancy.
And this is who gets Martha. All right. Me and Jeffrey.
Yeah.
You guys get to go.
No, you're on. Wait.
You guys get to go first.
Oh.
We going first?
You plots and you neck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. Have fun.
So yeah, Martha basically just.
Okay.
Oh, guys, one important thing I forgot to tell you, which I probably shouldn't have told you till like the end of the stream for a competitive advantage, but if you do go for double nothing on skins, if you can get it in, you lose. Say you don't get the shot and you lose all your points, you go back to 0. You can hit the right orbit, and if you can get it into the mean hole up top, you will get your points back. I don't know if it's time or not, but you know, if you don't go for double or nothing, you're a little baby back bitch.
Yeah, there you go. Are we going first?
There you go.
Yeah, you guys are going.
And the game does make fun of you, which is great.
Oh boy.
Ooh, how unexpected.
It's not Rick and Morty making fun of.
Yeah, so you go first.
Alright.
I like to watch it.
It's going to be the exact opposite. Although sometimes you do get quick balls.
Giant burritos. I couldn't finish my meal.
You got jello.
I don't feel as good right now.
There's a lot of Mexican food.
Hard to imagine.
This game going back to a family with young kids and stuff too, which is
So they can appreciate it.
yeah, they'll definitely appreciate it. Especially like when my kids first started playing these the Gottlieb System 3 flippers were awesome for them because it's really easy to catch. Come on, H! Come on, H! Come on, H!
That's pretty fun.
So you guys cheated basically?
We basically cheated.
So we're still the next round. Like going there.
Alright, well, I mean, it's still.
Quality teed up.
So if you hit that mean green, you'll see the bonus goes up too.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
We did all the work.
No! I fucked it. Oh! Well, that was still a 28 million bonus.
I hate to see it.
I hate to see it, guys. I messed up with it.
Yeah, you really did.
You know what it was? I wasn't even watching the movie. I'm looking all around.
Yes.
It's okay.
I was peacocking a little bit. Peacocking too
So
much.
I got the whole one. Oh.
Is it stuck?
Yeah, it's sitting behind the pigeon program. It just needs a little pop.
Oh, okay.
That's a real one. There.
Oh.
Oh, where's the stuffed animal?
Oh, the gopher. I mean, the squirrel.
Yeah,
The gopher squirrel. He's a squirrel? Okay, looks like a squirrel or something.
Did you ever talk about how he has a unicorn and they just like...
Squirrel?
Oh, that's a huge girl.
Did you ever talk about how he has a unicorn and they just like...
Hash. Easy. Pit smell. There she goes.
Sounds
I gotta touch her head. Boop.
Yeah, that's perfect. It's like a main
Oh man. Well, Chad's not being very kind. No, I deserve that.
You heard it.
I heard that one. That was.
You want to toss this one?
Yeah, like that.
Watch out, Martha. You're my space.
Alright.
Cheaters. Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Okay, well, we kept it close.
Is the gopher in frame? I put it between the two.
He's right there.
There he is.
Yeah, he looks good there.
There he is.
Jesus. Bobby over. I got all along. It's a multiplier. Yeah, I punched the ball. I got all those. Pretty cool.
Oh, was it?
Mr. Ward.
bullshit going on. Never. It's all quality.
This is
I punch the ball, I got multi-ball, okay? Oh shit, here we go. I gotta make up for Dave's
What on earth?
This is why I never play Systems 3 games.
Do you want to do Twazi all night? Okay, what's the difference really?
Wait, did they have the duck hunt thing?
Yeah, it looked like that.
Yeah, that was like the, I don't think that was the actual game, I think that was like a scene the guy colored.
Oh, so yeah, I think that were in the game.
So he took like a scene that was in there and he just liked it and I see. Oh shit. Don't go.
No.
Oh!
Why did I do that? Terrible idea. I have big points.
The game decided that Kevin wins, but they give you
Why would I trade that for potentially nothing?
I thought you were saying pothead at first.
If you guys ever play a System 3, a lot of them have a post. They'll have a jewel post down below with the rubber on there, so you can get a lot of like, death saves. They're not really death saves, but you can get a lot of bounce backs. Yeah, that's balls.
That jump, maybe you'll get lucky and those give
Oh shit. That's balls. But you can get a lot of bounce backs. Death saves. They're down below with the rubber on there, so you can get a lot of like, death saves. They're not really death saves, but you can get a lot of bounce backs. Yeah, that's balls.
That jump, maybe you'll get lucky and those give
Oh shit.
Fucking last. Do that 10 more times. You almost stuck up the Kevins. That's right.
This has every hope it would be. I can totally see why this Wildcat's favorite. He's not gonna go.
Yeah. That was rough.
Watch out,
Oh, I'm not gonna take you down.
Okay, no problem. There you go. Good at that.
Welcome to it.
It's almost the same thing. I think I needed that ball. Oh, that's easy. I don't know, man. I feel like this would have been like a mercy rule type thing.
Whoa! We're only on ball 2.
It's gonna be a
We're only on ball 2.
It's gonna be a line night.
I gotta wipe my ass.
This is also why I feel like this maybe it's so
Oh no, I'm good.
There's also this is until like last week there's a lot of grabs going on in the back. Down below. I didn't notice that.
Dude, I got a good time.
93.
So, I mean, like, you know,
Give us some
it's a whole movie from the
Yeah.
80s, right?
It's
Yeah,
tiny.
all slides, I guess, right?
It's hilarious.
Like you get stuff.
Are there dogs that are not Do it. Yeah, fuck that.
What did I just shoot?
Up the middle. Oh my god. Good? Oh yeah, this looks pretty good.
You can plunder it. You gotta plunder it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be sore about that one.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
We're gonna review this thing next
podcast.
Help me understand, what was your plunge that was so magic? They gave me a multi-ball at the one, and I got
donkey was selfish.
But then God also has this.
Donkey was
William, take over.
Don't throw me. I mean, I still kind of want to
easy.
I can't play like pitch.
Oh my god,
I've never done like a history board multi-ball before. So that is a first. I have never gotten one.
Maybe don't just do one better, you know?
Where's the spit girl?
She's
Listen, I'm telling you guys, I'm going to put this in the call and make everyone play.
This is the first game.
Yeah, he used to have one like 8 years ago or something like that. His kids
missed it.
It's really, you know, it's a fun game. So this is
Sounds like me. Hell yeah! Whenever I got the multipliers.
So what it feels.
There we go.
Subtract 300.
Hell yeah! And Ken Dot would say, hell yeah. Mockingly. Well, not really.
So what it feels.
There we go.
Subtract 300 million.
It's still a job.
Oh, that was time.
Yeah, probably call it for me. Extra ball round. This is just fueling Kevin out.
This is not fuel. It's not Kevin pinball fuel.
Good.
Oh, you got it. God damn.
Jay's a pinball nomad.
Thank you. I'm pretty good at these games.
I haven't noticed any issues. I wanted to crack up the.
Wait, I think it's like player 4. It's on player 4, don't play still.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like
I got shot in there.
Yeah, but it's your game.
I'm pretty good looking out. What's up with the bullshit that I get my extra ball?
Oh, I don't know.
Does it just give you points?
You know why? It's because you got 539 million. It's like you get no more.
Yeah, I don't know. It should give it to you.
Now fucking remove that 4 right here.
It helps you.
It's self-regulated.
It's fixed out.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm not gonna let your black ass castle.
The R, yeah. What's up, dude?
But it like doesn't. It absolutely does not make sense.
You got a multi-bar, but I'm not sure where you start it. Maybe the fire shot.
Want that GO? G.
R.
Wish. I see a dick in the future. I see a dick. Dick.
Just before basketball.
Dick. Dick.
Well, see if I can get this multi-ball going again.
Dick.
I think it worked for the multi-ball. I'm not sure.
The orbit, but I think you still have to collect that. It has to hit the mean hole to collect it. We're close to. I already had multi-ball once. Right? No, Kevin did. Get it in there. that needle. So we're on hole 7. Nope. No.
Always just picked up that fucking pony.
G. Damn it. Close. I think I got the extra. Oh yeah, so I didn't mention this either. Close. I think I got the extra. Oh yeah, so I didn't mention this either. Oh, 5 million points! At the end of the game, it spins the roulette wheel once more, and if you match the point, you get an extra 5 million points. So like, if you have a real close game, you could be totally just like fucked. You know, like sometime, right? Like, some random roulette wheel just give you 5 million points. It's usually like a tournament. How serious would it be?
Hell yeah!
Sometimes, right? Like, some random roulette wheel just give you 5 million points. It's usually like a tournament. How serious would it be?
Hell yeah! Of course I yelled it.
We only need one ball to drink.
Next try.
Who's a nice try? With spits.
I did that.
Who's
Oh, you're getting your initials in. Okay. No, not for the new initial. Well, we gotta make it, it'll be bro. The time's running out.
10, 9, 8, 7.
Yeah, this is a weird thing that got me, right? Remember when we played Gladiators and Wizards mode? Like, split flipper? It's just like, you beat it! Like, I'm in the middle of the game. Like, normally, like a search is a game. I'm just done. Hey, here's your good job. Nope. No, just like, you did it.
Maybe celebration.
your fucking shirt on.
I'm glad
bitch.
it's going to like a person like kids and stuff like that. Got some guys here.
Geo? Oh, there's a G. Alright, here we go. Let's do it.
Now fucking
Alright, Jeff, got this. I can't dig it.
Get that bro in there. This is GC. This isn't it says everything is high gating, but like it's not that high gating. This is gonna high gating. I think Nick's probably like 3 or 4. Because I think my normal, my regular GC is like 4 or something. I mean, the tutorial is 4.
You're gonna get a fucking stomach. God damn it.
Want that fucking hole. Give me that oh baby, oh baby, oh.
Alright, well, yeah, I think we need somebody to do the match.
I have beaten the highest game to date.
Wow, congratulations,
Pretty proud of myself. Something wrong.
Yeah.
I did it. Nothing else to prove here. Alright. One time.
My versus Jeff.
Alright, first, second, who picks?
Yeah, you get it.
Second.
I said you roll first.
I don't know. Carries over last 8. Are we really talking T-Talk strategy right now?
Did I put
Okay. I'm so glad that happened. I've never gotten like multiple messages before. And actually finished them.
Right, I got this.
You could like just got more really like I super jackpot. It's just you just shot. Shot is really easy. Super jackpot. It's just you can just shot. That shot is really easy. It's only one. This is best. I don't like
Oh my god.
I was shitting my pants.
It's been Go for it. Just get
Wait, how come it's tattooed on the one?
Because I was doing the whole one thing.
That is so annoying.
Oh, that's kind of cheese.
Didn't even move.
Spit.
You fuck?
I'm having fun.
Freeze him out.
This is it.
You got weights in here?
Yeah, I got magnets.
No.
The best part is Alright, so you got 6 rolling. Alright, now this is like I had
Put up there in the center.
So if you make that eating hole, it increases the bonus.
Yeah, like
You gotta
this.
shoot the second one too.
Sorry.
There you go.
Oh.
That's that mean hole then.
Chopping wood. I can't. I'm done with this.
Yeah, don't do that anymore.
Chill out, pothead.
Is this gonna, yeah, you did. Is this gonna slow it up from our
You're just getting a pee. You have to pee for this.
That means all that's
There's no super chat.
Did you have any for him or her?
Oh, there you go.
Fine, I got get start picking up some phones.
Not meant to do that. Come on.
Yeah.
Like this is feeling is very unnatural. They gave it a pretty decent score.
Which one? That hole. If you pull. Good call.
There you go. That's like you really like tiresome.
Now hit the volcano.
Chill out, man.
I'll take some water. Thank you.
Get the
gap?
Get 2 more than
Where's Jay? We're playing a game with 2 flipper. Jay should be here.
It's got 3
Oh, the mini flipper.
kitchen pot.
Right here.
Got your fam. Yeah, get that
Suck my slut.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's play the game.
Man, I'm thinking
RWA.
I did catch last night.
Do it.
Give it to T, and we'll put you in a room.
Let's do it.
There you go. This is perfect for you. What's a bad guy? That's what he's doing.
Oh boy.
That's some good points, Jeffrey.
Yeah. Okay.
Shut up, Pop, man. Hell yeah!
Lots of keys.
Get the keys.
Yeah, you get your great on
Jeff, double nothing. Get the skin, double nothing.
Fuck yeah.
Go, baby.
It really is. This is just
I'm pretty sure
That's a good roll, though.
carries over too.
Alright, Jeffrey, get the R. That's good tonight.
Sorry.
Oh,
Look at that.
Yeah, Jeff.
Throw it up. Throw it up.
Alright. It's just a
Alright, I'm doing my best.
No, let's do that fucking thing.
And yes, these big black trees are stock.
Yeah.
They're not add-ons, so got labels leaving the treads. Big plastic trees.
I don't know where they sourced the trees from. Railroad?
Nice. I can see that.
Yeah, no worries. Alright, I'm going first or second. You're going second. I'm going second. Alright. I gotta get that one.
I mean, that was, I've never seen that, so.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Are you coming back, Chris?
It was huge.
Okay. Okay, I already peed. Okay.
Shut up. I can't believe it. Okay, man.
They did it all.
That's not bad.
It's got that fucking Rocky Dangerfield, a bunch of chickens.
I'm gonna give it a guy.
Don't they have like things where you can like got like back support those?
Why is he giving me 0 points on it? It's one of the shots.
God,